Good evening, everyone. Really happy to see new faces here. Really happy to see old faces here. Don't take it wrong. And I was playing with Tim, but I'm really happy every time he opens because I know that it's a plus for him. It's not something that he's used to. And that shows that when we need to do it, and it's just us, might as well go and do it. And he really, at least in my opinion, uplift the energy when he's up here. So thank you, Tim. Thank you a lot for all you do for this meeting on Thursdays. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And attached to that, the main frame of our friend right there is because he has attitude. It's because what he does, nobody needs to see it, but it's there. Otherwise, the center is not going to be open. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. So attitude should be a small word, but has a huge meaning. And normally is the difference in between knowledge and realization in every aspect of life. Because you can know a lot of things. You can be the master, theoretical master of everything. If you don't put it in practice, if you don't know if it works or not, that won't work. That won't do nothing for us. We just study, but we don't know if it works or not. One of the greatest study guys that I know, his name is Jack Ma. You know who he is? The owner of Alibaba. He was a teacher. In the beginning, he was denied to work at KFC in China. He said there was 19 people plus me. 19 were hired. I was not. And this guy became a professor, a school teacher. And all of a sudden he said, you know what? I'm tired of teaching things. Let me put it in practice and see if it works. Do you think that it worked? I do. Because he decides to have a different attitude towards life, towards his life, towards whatever he feels like and believes in. So that's nothing different for us that we consider ourselves spiritists, or at least we are sympathetic to the spiritism. If we just come here every Thursday or every Monday that we have another meeting and just listen, get out of here and do absolutely nothing, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. It's up to us. The spirits just give us the guidance, just give us the script per se. But we are the ones that need to do something. So that starts with Jesus. He said, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. What is deny themselves? Deny the life that I've been living. Because if I feel that something is wrong, probably the recipe that I'm cooking for a long time, it's not working. So it has to have courage to deny this life. You have to have courage to agree that you have problems, agree that you have something that you need to change, which is your cross. And follow him. What is follow him? He left so many examples as attitudes. Jesus never say, yeah, you seen the wave over there? Go there, throw the net, you're going to get a lot of fish. Was the first one to jump in the boat and the first one to throw the net. And then everybody can fish. And then everybody can get it. He was the first one to show by example, by leading, not waiting and telling, hey, go and do this, go and do that. That doesn't work. He showed how it worked. So follow his lead, follow his examples. Oh, but I'm not Jesus. Yes, we are not Jesus. Otherwise, you're not going to be in planet Earth. Or if you are being planet Earth, you're probably going to be missionaries. like Mother Teresa de Calcutta or Francisco Xavier or Mandela, to name a few. We're not those guys. So yes, we need to accept that there's something that we need to leave behind, assume that we have some flaws, which is the first step to change. I can't stay here forever trying to convince you that you have a problem. If you don't think you have a problem, you do not have a problem, period. And that's why we say so be it as well. Because if right now I cannot go through your will, or you don't see what I'm telling you, there's no need, there's no meaning for me to keep on going. So be it. Maybe tomorrow you're different. Maybe for a week from now you're different. Maybe a month from now you're different. And then we can talk again. I'm not going to start a fight. And think about how many times we do that, especially at home. Because we want our way, because our way is better. That's a problem, because if the other person doesn't see like that, it's not going to work. How many times we declare the Third World War at home? It's really hard. We need to be smarter and assume that what is there for us, what is my part in this? Not always the other part. It's easy to point out whatever is outside of us. It's easy to look inside and say, yes, that's my flaw. The position of who follow me is not an expectator. The expectator is the one who develop expectations. The position of Jesus' follower is the one who acts without the need of recognition or retribution. I was talking about that guy right there because nobody says thank you for opening the center. Thank you for doing something. And he kept on doing. He kept on coming prior to everybody, opening this place and doing that. So thank you, Tim. If it's too late, I'm sorry, but thank you for everything you do. Because that's it. That's attitude. That's the way it has to be. That's the way we have to act. Then, no one would be reincarnated on earth had not a physical existence, a higher purpose. Joanna de Angelis, a higher spirit, a mentor. What is the purpose of incarnating? What is the purpose? Why are we here? According to Spiritism, God imposed we've been here in order to bring us to perfection. For some, it is an atonement. For others, a mission. The incarnation has yet another purpose, which is to put the spirit in a position to face his part in the creation's work. What is my part in the creation's work? What can I do to help this beauty that happens all over us? Guys, did you see the sun today? Have you seen the sunset or the sunrise? I had the pleasure to see both. And somebody would say, oh, but you wake up too early. So I can see, oh, I'm going to wake up too early. Now I'm tired. Bye-bye, good night. Or, wow, that is amazing. One thing that I learned, I work as a journalist for a long time down in Brazil. One thing that I learned doing footage outside is that there is no sunset or sunrise equal to the other day. That's always different. Always different. How can he does that? It is amazing. It's not one equal to the other. But you have to be there to realize that. Otherwise, you're going to live your whole life without realizing small things. Our position here is to get better. Well, how? Understanding that we are not perfect. Understanding which imperfection we're going to treat at a time. If you're going to try to do the bulk as one, it's not going to work. Choose one. Try to change. You change it? Awesome. Try another one. I don't know how many we can try, but I know that we can try. And that needs attitude. We need to go from step A to step B. And normally, you know what is the fuel that moves us from point A to point B? That is a powerful gas or a powerful, I don't know, fuel. What is it? 4 letters. P-I-I-N. P-A-I-N. Pain. Pain moves you from point A to point B. Without pain, we stay on our comfort zone. Without pain, we're going to be the same forever and ever and ever. And this is not a good song. So, if pain is there, it's just to tell you, hey, wake up. You're doing it right. You're doing it wrong. Move. Otherwise, you're going to feel more pain. What is a sickness? It's a timeout. Think about what's wrong, what's happening in your life. What can you change? How can you change? And move on. While you see the slightest faults of your neighbor, your brother, you do not even suspect that you have the same faults, perhaps 100 times greater than theirs. Allan Kardec. This is another thing. So I think this is kind of a guidance. This is kind of like it's not a cookbook because there is no cookbook. But it's a guidance. They all talk and you just put it together and say, okay, so I have to try to see what's not working in my life, what are my flaws, and try to work with it. And then understand that my position in earth is to get better and help people and accrue as much good characteristics for myself. And that's what I'm going to take with me. And then, what I'm not seeing? Myself, my faults. Because it's easier for us to condemn the other. And psychologists has a term for that. Normally what you don't accept in yourself, when you see in others, you are the hardest judge ever. They call the shadow effect. You guys can browse it. There is a lot of information, a lot of videos about the shadow effect. You project the shadow of what you don't like in yourself on somebody else. And then, of course, you get furious. The easiest way to remember that, who has childs, who had young child sometime, when you find yourself giving a reprimand too harsh, over the limit, it's because your child is mimicking something that you don't like in yourself. And you get so mad with that you cross the border. And then you got remorse. And you try to make up, and everything's messed up. So it's done. Okay, let's try to get better the next time. Understand your faults. Sometimes in a fight, you have to see what is there, what is your part on that. The other part, it doesn't belong to you. It's not yours. You don't need to accept. But if somebody's fighting with me, maybe I open some doors, maybe I create some possibilities for the other person to understand what I'm saying in a different way. Or I clarify what I'm saying, or if there's no way, at least I know what is there for me, what I did wrong. I can apologize for my side. I cannot apologize for the other side, but my side, if I'm honest, you take a ton of weight from your shoulder just by doing that. Be indulgent. Is it permitted to reprehend, observe imperfections, or comment on evil in others? Yes, it is, right? But is it nice? Is it good? Does it do anything good? When you criticize, what consequences should be deducted from your words? The one that censures, be not guilty. That's what, when you criticize somebody, you're telling that you don't have that problem that you're criticizing. Have you remember one sentence from a prayer that says, forgive us as we forgive the others. So, meaning that we are saying, I don't forgive the others, please don't forgive me. Right? People try to change a little. Oh, forgive me, even so not too good in forgiving. That doesn't work. That does not work. Starting with yourself, you know that you're changing something that should not be changed. So understand, there is no reason to criticize. There is no reason. What are the consequences of your criticism? You're going to put somebody down. Do you think that this person is going to think good about yourself? And when somebody thinks bad about yourself, what kind of energy he's directing to you? We are made of energy. Whatever energy comes to us, if we are willing to receptive to that, we're going to be polarized with that. And understand that in this sense, if we are made of energy, we are incarnated spirits. Discarnated spirits are made of energy as well. So, depends on the quality of our energy, you can get in tune with high spirits or low spirits. If you criticize somebody, he sends a lot of bad energy to you. What kind of spirits are you attracting? Think about it. Is that good? Is that going to do anything good for anybody? No, don't do it. Glass of water, great thing. You want to say it? There's a glass of water. Once you finish, at least your blood starts going down from boiling to warming up. And then you change your physiology as well. That's something that happens to your brain. Because if you do something, even move. Why speakers do this in the middle of the speech? To avoid you guys be so fixed in one point and one tone of voice that you got a hypnosis effect. So when you move your head to the side, the hypnosis is gone. This effect is gone. It's the same. If you are tuned to something and you drink water, you change your mood. Oh, you're kidding. No, I'm not. I've studied neuroscience for 10 years so far. No, I am not. And it's not me telling you, it's the science telling everybody. So a little cup of water. So that's why if you don't have your cooler with you, don't have your squeeze with you, buy one. It will be more than efficient many times, especially in Florida that is getting hot and we need water all the time. When we master the art of handling the characters, as we master how we handle intelligence, we will be able to correct them, just as you can do to new plants. This art, however, requires a lot of tact, a lot of experience, and profound observation. It is a serious error to think that to succeed, all we need is to have sufficient knowledge of science. You have to understand the characters. You have to understand people. In order to understand people, we have to be with people. I didn't invent the wheel, but sometimes it seems like we don't see this kind of stuff. I don't like people. Good for you. You are among people because you need to share your experiences. You need to understand other people. You need to deal with different moods, deal with different personalities, and still be able to live a good life. Still be able to live a balanced life in between what you want materially, materialistic things, and spiritually. So if you can balance those two, which is really hard, but it's mastering how you handle with people, how you understand characters. Who here works in a job that the boss, the manager, the whatever, supervisor, was always mad, yelling to everybody? It seems like a character, right? But probably if you don't work in a place like that, you heard somebody telling you that that exists. Okay, this guy is mad 100% of the time, every single day. He comes to you, yell at you. What happened? You got sad, and then you got mad. And my question to you is why? The problem is not you, it's him. If he yells to everybody, why he won't yell at you? Doesn't make sense. But you have to go over the reaction. You have to proact. Oh, here he comes. Probably he's going to yell. What am I going to do? Nothing. That's the way he is. That's his problem, not mine. When you take this kind of provoking attitude, it's like you get in a box that smells pretty bad and goes tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. And when you get it, it explodes in your face. If it's a box, you're going to say, no, I don't want it because that smells bad. But it's not a box. It's a word. But it works the same. Once you get that insult inside of you, start brewing, start festering, start like creating like a movement inside of you that is not good. It's a stinky bomb exploding inside of us. We need to understand characters better. That way you know that it's not me, it's him. It's not me, it's her. So you are in peace with yourself, and you don't buy that kind of confrontation. It's not easy. It is possible. It depends on our attitude. We normally just react to things. And the invitation here is to be proactive instead. Reconciliation with your adversaries. Settle matters quickly with your adversary who's taking you to court. Do it while you are still together on the way, or him may hand you over to the judge. The judge may hand you over the officer. Then you may throw in the prison. Truly I tell you, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny. Is he talking about a real judge? Is he talking about a real officer? Is he talking about a real prison? All these characters are us. Because if something happens and you don't apologize, inside of us, you have the feeling that something is missing. I could do that, but then you invent a lot of situations, a lot of ways to support what you did. Inside, deep inside, in your conscience, you say, yeah, this is just bogus. You could go and say, you know what? Yes, I talk harsh. I got back to you. I shouldn't. I'm sorry. Even if the other side will tell you, I don't care. You are this, this, and that. Okay, you did your part. You took the heavy burden from your shoulder because you accept your part in this process. Otherwise, you're going to be your judge, because later on, you're going to judge yourself. Later on, when you judge yourself, you're going to condemn yourself. As an officer, you're going to take yourself to the prison. I think I showed 2 or 3 times a video here about Houdini and a challenge that he got to escape from a cell in a prison. And the prison was a high, rate prison. It was really hard to escape. The rate of escape was really low. And he said, I'm going to get out of there in an hour. They put him in a cell, closed the door, and he was like confident. He took from his belt a little piece of metal and started working on the cell bar. The cell bar. After half an hour, nothing was happening, not even an inch cut. After 1 hour, he fell down, sweaty, and he said, you know what? That one I lost. Then he tap his shoulder into the door. And the door opened. The door was never closed. That's our prison. Our doors never close. We are the ones who lock the door. Not anybody else. We are the ones who lock the door. Why? If we go deep and understand the reason we are locking ourselves in prisons, we're gonna get out of the prison. Because what he said, you're not gonna get out of that until you have paid the last penny. What is the last penny? It's the last thought about what you did and to absolve yourself from what you did. As you were the judge, you had to be the one who say, yeah, you're free. There's no more thing that you need to pay. There's no more sin, per se. So we have to understand that we are the ones who can do the things. And normally, if we don't take the attitude of doing the thing, we're going to regret. And regret takes us to a mental prison. And that's where a lot of problems start. Because we are very good in creating diseases for ourselves, called psychosomatic diseases, like cancer, tumors, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, so far and so on. Peter, we are responsible for that? Sometimes, yes. But it's not Peter talking about this. Go to a psychologist, go to a doctor, and it's going to tell that because we don't deal right with our feelings. But, of course, it should be awesome if every one of us could control our feelings. It's not. It's a process. It takes longer than we want. And that will dictate what's going to happen in our lives. But again, it's always start with the first step. And the first step always takes attitude in order to be done. Otherwise, we're going to stay. Until what? Pain hit us, and then we move. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tired to get hit by pain all the time that I need to move. So I'm trying to find out what is my next step. Even so, I'm not sure. Even so, it's uncertain. Even so, it's like, what if? We're so good in what ifs, right? So my question is, what if you don't do anything? Probably that's the worst what if that we can ask ourselves. But that's the one that we don't. So if you do something, at least you did. You can come back, repair, or go to the other side or to other path. But if you stay in the same way, in the same position, it's not a curse, but pain will hit you. And then you have to move. It's choice. Disease is not a cause, it's a consequence. Of what? Of negative energies circulating through our spiritual and material organisms. The control of energies is done through thoughts and feelings. So we have energies that cause us illness because we are mentally and emotionally indisciplined. We have 85,000. I thought it was 65,000 until I researched again. It's 85,000 thoughts a day. I'm talking about men, okay? Women's like 105, 110. Just light up. It's really hard to control 85,000 thoughts. It's really hard to control each and every one. But we know when we're going down, when you shower and you start thinking about something, and all of a sudden you're creating like a movie, and your movie is going like, I don't like this, if does that, I'm gonna, come on, this is not good, right? Why you keep feeding that movie? Change. That's the time to say, ooh, okay, got it, thank you. No, and the end. Let's start a new one. Let's do something else. Let's put some shampoo in my face, see if I can change my mood or something. Maybe the smell, I don't know. But we need to be aware of some of our thoughts, and that will help us a lot to control the energy that comes to your body. And if we control the energy that comes through our body, it's easier to don't get that sick, because every single emotion creates a chemical reaction inside of our body. If we had too much of that same emotion, you're going to have an overdose. An overdose is going to hit one of your organs, and you're going to get sick. Again, this is not Peter talking. So, in that sense, yes, we control. But it's not that easy. I wish it was. It's not that easy. But it's possible if we start training. Like, for me, the hardest part so far is get fit. Because I get out of the gym and my hungry say, yes, let's go eat a pizza. And then I fight myself like, no, come on, man. You just work out for an hour. You're going to eat a slice of pizza. The hour goes down the drain. What are you doing? But if I don't fight that thought, I'm going to eat a pizza. I'm going to be as happy as a clam. But all my effort is going to go down the drain. And my happiness will end after the last bite of pizza, it's gone. So it's a very short happiness compared to the feeling that a workout can give you. You guys know, once you go out of the gym, maybe you're tired, but you feel powerful. And then you eat a pizza, what you do? You feel disgraced because you just did everything opposite the way you should do. So it's on us. We have both sides. We have to be choosing all the time. So it takes attitude to understand that and to do that. It's not, oh, let it go. Let it go works for Frozen. Let it go works for Disney. Not for us. Don't let it go, please. Have some control of ourselves. Have some control over our choices. We're responsible for sending good or bad energy to other people as well. So try to have good energy all the time, because that's what you're going to send. Ask yourself this question. If it pleased God to call me back at this moment into the other life, should I, on returning into the world of spirits, in which nothing is hidden, have to dread the sight of anyone? Maybe I had to go to the next slide, right? This one is too hard. Yeah. You know what at least makes me feel not good, but easy, or easier with that kind of thought? I'm trying. Maybe I'm not a role model for virtue or for, following all the Spiritist commands or something like that, but I'm trying the best that I can. I'm admitting that I'm human. I'm admitting that I have flaws, but I am trying. So are you. You are trying. So if that happens, and hopefully it doesn't, so if that happens, at least we try. At least we took the first step. At least we did some movement towards renovation, towards change. Daily experience confirms our opinion that difficulties and disappointments encountered in Spiritism practice derive from ignorance of doctrinal principles. Serious and thorough study can prevent. Spiritism. You guys can come here and listen to all the speeches and get amazed with some, or hopefully do something with some that you understand. But please, don't stop right here, because some things are hard to understand. Go and research yourself. There's so much information nowadays available So Spiritism is only hard for the ones that don't study Spiritism. It's only hard to understand if you don't go and search for it. My God, we have Google these days. Like 50 years ago, you're going to open a lot of books to make one of these presentations. Now Google facilitates everything. Of course, you have to spare the source. There are sources that are not trustable, like for every single subject that you search on Google. But right now, come on. You don't agree with something that we said? Go and research yourself. And if you think that you're right, next meeting, please come and talk to us. Talk to us. We're not the guardians of the truth whatsoever. We are just as you, learners. So let's share knowledge. That's why we're here. That's why we get together. Let's share our knowledge. And if we have some questions and we cannot answer those questions, please go and study. Go and the problem is about the word study, right? Because we are used to school, and the role model of school didn't please us too much. But this is a different kind of study. This is a study about yourself. This is the study that's worth to do. Because every time you read something that resonates to you, you gain something. You gain some knowledge, and you're gonna, and I affirm that you're gonna use that somehow pretty soon. It's not something that, if something gives you the wow factor, oh my God, that was written here, never saw that, be sure that you're gonna use that pretty soon. And that's the beauty of it. So we need to study. We need to go and do our part. Workers trace out their path. The next day restart the trying journey of the day before. The labor of your hands supply earthly bread for your bodies, but your souls are not forgotten. Nothing is lost in the kingdom of our Father, and our sweat and miseries from a treasure, and your sweat and miseries form a treasure that will make you healthy in the higher realms. It sounds harsh, but if you understand the way that they say that, is that keep on doing. Keep on working on yourself and getting better and make people feel better, even though sometimes it's not easy. Don't give up, because that's the time that you're going to gain a lot of things. Yesterday I was going out to lunch and really late, so I was really hungry. And somebody just jumped out of the car. And think about a person that you always see confident with, like, maybe cocky, this kind of attitude, I'm the best. And the guy was like almost dead, dragging himself. The clothing that he was wearing is like he got out of the bed and just came to work. And he started talking to me about depression and his condition. I was starving. I could say, okay, send me an email. Cool, I'm going to take care of that. I stayed with him for 20 more minutes. I'm not saying that for you to say, oh, Peter's so good. No, I'm not. But that was the time that was presented to me. We talk about pay attention to clues and to people and to opportunities to help. We've been talking about that forever. Then an opportunity jumps in front of me. I'm going to say no? I can. But what is the meaning of that? I can eat after that. I can compensate that time, whatever. But the time that the person is in front of you, needing you, it's not going to come back. It's that particular time. Take your time to help. Even if it's kind of hard for you, take the time to help. Because you know that this will be better for you than for the person that you're helping. Do what myself used to do during my life upon the earth. At the close of each day, I examined my conscience, reviewed that I had done, and asked myself whether I had not failed in some duty, whether someone might not have the reason to complain of me. It was in this way that I succeed in obtaining a knowledge of myself and in ascertaining what there was in me that need to reform. St. Augustine. Every time we go to bed, I hope at least you guys take a little time to pray. Because some of us just go to bed, night-night, right? And the chopping wood or session start. All the saws running at the same time because we're so tired. Don't let yourself go to that point to go to bed. Go to bed, talk to yourself a little bit, prayer. Serene your thoughts, and you're going to get a better quality of sleep. Every time you talk to the Father, prayer is not only recite what we learn at the church. Prayer sometimes is just say, Father, thanks for a great day. Forgive me if I didn't do good, but I know that I can do better tomorrow, so stay with me, help me, guide my path. Maybe next time I'll see the opportunity that I missed today. This is a great prayer. It just come to me right now. It can come to all of us. Do a little bit of time before sleep to do that, to check whatever you did good, whatever you don't, and what can you change. It doesn't take too long, but it's a great checklist. It's a life checklist. If you are attending the Spirit Center for effortless improvement, stop. If you think that passes will change your life, stop. If you think that this obsession treatment will get obstacles out of the way, stop. If you think that fluoride water get rid of disease, stop. We need to understand that Spirit Center alone is not a guarantee of anything. Harsh? Yes. True? Oh, yeah. The center is a door for our improvement, which has to be opened by us, by our attitude. If you come here thinking that somebody is going to intercede for us to Jesus and everything is going to come as a miracle, stop. That doesn't work like this. We are the ones that have to change. Tell me something. I know that most of us were married here, or at least engaged, and at least once in a life, we thought that we could change our partner. Right? Okay, I'll take the silence as yes. We just can't change ourselves. We can't change anybody else. So how can the Spirit Center can change our life? You have to be open to change your life. You have to be open to understand that you have something that needs to be changed. And then the Spirit Center will give you some guidance, some tools to change. It's not the other way around. We have so many people coming here in the fraternal council and say, oh, I'm seeing spirits, please help me to get rid of them. I have a good and a bad thing to tell you. A good thing is that if you do have spirits around yourself, it's because you are a spirit. And there were your partners somehow in some previous life. And the bad news for you is that if they are around you, the only one that can get rid of them is yourself. How come? By love them. Oh, that is really hard. By love them. I just finished a course here about treating people with obsession. And of course, I was a new bassista. And I was inside myself like, okay, I finished the course. Please make nothing happen. Give me at least 6 more months to train. Maybe I can get something. And the very week, a neighbor of mine called me on the phone and tell me, because he had a young child and they call me uncle, he called me uncle. So, Uncle Peter, can you come here? I said, yes, but what's happening? Oh, Christina, his wife, is fighting with a napkin. I said, what? Yeah, she's fighting with a napkin. And I knew that she had this history of being a medium and give some permission to other spirits to sometimes use her body and stuff. I talked to my wife, say, get the gospel, let's go to his home. It was an hour and a half on the clock. I was sweating bullets. In and out. And then I just heard, pray for him. And I just say, God, help this brother that it's around here. Done. Done. She came back. She looked at me, hi, Uncle Peter. When did you came? I was there for an hour and a half. She was in and out, in and out. Just because I pray. So the only way is to pray, is to love, is to give something to our enemies. Jesus said that so many times. And that's the meaning. We're not going to get rid of anything that belongs to us. We need to deal with that the best way that we can. And love is the word. However you understand love is the word. There is no point in years of treatment if you remain stuck in your convenience and comfort zone. Weak is our desire to change, to do different, to stop making 1,000 excuses for being who we are. That's the time of changing. That's the time of doing something different. And we can do that, but that takes attitude. So to finish our lecture of the night, I'm going to show you a little video. If you guys can help me with the lights out there.
A college professor began her class by holding up a bottle of water. She asked the students, how much do you think this bottle weighs? 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, the students answered. And then she said, imagine I hold this bottle like this for a few minutes. What do you think would happen? One of the students shouted, nothing. So she said, what if I was to hold this bottle for a few hours? The student said that her arm would then start to hurt. So she asked again, and what if I was to hold this bottle for 24 hours? They said you would be in extreme pain, your arm could fall off or be totally aching. The professor then said, notice the weight of the bottle didn't change during that time at all. The only thing that changed was the length of time I was holding it. She said this bottle represents our challenges, our problems, our worries, our stress and anxiety, and it shows that the longer we hold on to them, the more damage and harm they can cause us. Your peace is more important than driving yourself crazy trying to understand why something happened the way it did. Let it go. As Eckhart Tolle said, sometimes letting things go is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on. We don't let it go because we think we can control it. If a person shows you their true colors, don't waste your energy trying to repaint them. If a situation isn't serving you or growing you, don't try to control it. Let it go. Stop wasting energy on people who make you feel like you are hard to love. One of the best moments in life is finding the courage to let go of what you cannot change. It's not holding on that's the issue. It's what we're holding on to. We can either hold on to things that weigh us down or lift us up. Sometimes the weight we want to lose isn't on our body. The most expensive real estate in the world isn't Dubai, it's not Singapore, it's not New York or San Francisco, it's your mind. Don't let anything or anyone stay there for free. You have to understand that people come and go. Stop holding on to those who let go of you a long time ago. Sometimes the person who hurt you, they won't have the answers. You have to find them yourself. They won't have the reasons. You have to learn them yourself. They won't give you closure. You have to do that yourself. And remember, if we don't heal the pain of our past, we will bleed all over our future. Just set it down and walk away.
So, you heard me saying before, don't let it go, right? Don't let it go to our things. What doesn't belong to us, what doesn't pertain to us, what is not ours, let it go. Remember, from everything that was said, at least this image, our brain is a very expensive real estate. Don't let anything or anybody stay there for free. Don't populate your thoughts with things that doesn't make any sense or any good for yourselves. Much peace.